Business intelligence is a set of processes and techniques to analyze raw data and extract information that help you to drive business decisions. It helps you to keep track of business data and raw variable insights. There are several tools that play an important role in business intelligence. Some of the popular tools are Power BI, W, and ClickView, etc. Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial on what is Power BI. In this video, you will learn by what is Power BI and why it is needed, the various features and components of Power BI, what is business intelligence, and the last but not the least is complete architecture of Power BI. So let's start today's agenda without wasting time.
So before I start explaining what is Power BI, if I ask a question, what do you people know about Power BI? Some people will answer that Power BI is a reporting software. Some people will answer that Power BI is a data visualization software. Some people will answer that Power BI is a data analytics software. Data analytics software. Some people will answer that Power BI is a business intelligence software. Business intelligence, in short, we call it as BI. BI software or business intelligence software. If you see in the product name itself, in the software name itself, you have BI. This BI full form is business intelligence. Business intelligence. It's a BI software. Fine. So leave it about all the technical terms. I'll talk about each word here, what I'm going to write. So in a basic terms, if I ask you which companies will use Power BI software, and once you learn Power BI, you are a Power BI developer. Which companies will hire Power BI developer? Two simple questions. Which companies will hire Power BI? Which companies will use Power BI software? Which companies will use Power BI software? The next question is, which companies will hire Power BI developer? Once you learn Power BI, you are a Power BI developer or a BA developer. Which companies will hire? Companies will hire a Power BI developer or BA developer. So a Power BI developer also call it as BA developer. So to answer this, so who will use Power BI software and which companies will hire Power BI developers? So take any company, any domain, whether they are into healthcare or whether they are into retail, whether they are into banking or whether they are into any sector. When there is any company who is running some business, when there is any company, when there is a company, they will run some business, obviously. So any company, ABC company or XYZ company. So let's take example of the company is Amazon. So I'm taking one example here. So when there is any company, they'll do some business, right? Amazon have a lot of business. One of the business for Amazon is e-commerce business, right? So when they're doing the business, they'll get some business data. So they will get some business data. So for e-commerce business, orders related data is some business data, customers related data, products related data. They'll have some business data. Business data. So when they have the business data, they'll store the business data. When any company is getting the business data, they will be storing that business data somewhere. So if you want to understand the Power BI architecture thoroughly, you need to have some basics, guys. So once you understand the basics, you'll understand the Power BI architecture thoroughly. So when a company is getting some business data, some people will store that business data in Excel files. When they have less volumes of data, so when they have more volumes of data, they'll store their business data in SQL Server. So, or any other database also. Not only SQL Server, there are a lot of databases. They might even use databases also. The business data might be stored in, so it will be stored in sometimes files. So mostly databases, might be any database, etc. Might be they will use some other storage system also. Whatever the business data they're getting, when the volumes of data is less, they might store in files. When they want to load huge volumes of data, they will use databases like SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, HANA, SAP HANA, Teradata, or some other database. Might be some other place also. So they might even store in cloud or some other place also, right guys? So when they have the business data, when there's the place where they store the business data, we usually call it as OLTP systems, guys. In BI terminology, the place where company is storing the business data, we usually call it as OLTP systems or data sources. In the software field, everything will have one name. Everything will have a terminology. In the software terminology or in the software words, the place where company is storing the business data, we call it as OLTP systems or data sources. Let me write that point also. The place where company stores business data, we call as OLTP systems, OLTP systems or data sources. Another name is data sources. Some people will call it as data sources. Some people will call it as OLTP systems. Fine. So OLTP full form is online transactional processing. OLTP full form is, it's just a name, guys. I have a name called Sunil, right? So same way in the software field also, the place where you stores the data, whether it is a file or whether it is a database, we call it as OLTP system. OLTP is nothing but online transactional processing. It is one name. So if you don't have the name, so I'm in a group of 100 people. I don't have a name. You want to call me. How can you call? So it is very difficult, right? If you have a name, I can call you with your name and you can easily respond to me. So in the software field also, we have different components. So when you don't have the names to the components, so understanding the things is not that easy. What you are talking about, I cannot understand. So for that purpose, in the software field, everything will have one name. The place where companies store the business data, whether they are files or databases, we usually call them as OLTP systems or data sources. Fine, okay. So when the data is storing here, business data, when the company want to analyze the business data, they'll use Power BI software, guys. Whatever the data is there here, when they want to understand what is the total sales they made, so they might have millions of records of data. They have 100 million records data. From 100 million records, they want to know what is the total sales amount they received, sum of sales they received, or what is the total profits they received. From each country, how much sales they are getting. From each country, how much profits they're getting. From each product, how much profits they're getting. So when they want to understand their business data or when they want to analyze their business data, they need a Power BI software, guys. So when the company want to analyze business data, they'll use Power BI software. So whatever the business data you have in the OLTP systems or data sources, when the company want to analyze the business data, which is there in OLTP systems or data sources. When the company want to analyze the business data, which is there in OLTP systems or data sources, they will use which software, guys? They'll use Power BI software. They'll go to Microsoft and they'll buy the Power BI software. Okay, they bought the Power BI software. Who will use that software? they need a person, right? Only software cannot do the work. They just bought a software. They need some skilled person who knows how to use Power BI software. So to analyze this business data, they bought the software from Microsoft, and they need a person who can utilize this software and who can analyze the business data. The person is a Power BI developer or a BA developer. So to do the same thing, they need what, guys? Either a Power BI developer or BA developer. So is the person who knows Power BI and who is capable of analyzing the business data using Power BI software. Fine, guys. So to analyze the business data, we not only have Power BI. So to analyze the business data, we not only have Power BI in the market, we have hundreds of softwares in the market. So to analyze the business data, we not only have Power BI software, we have hundreds of softwares in the market. To analyze the business data, we not only have Power BI software, we have hundreds of softwares in the market. If I want to buy a mobile, how many brands of mobiles are there in the market? There are lots of brands of mobiles. Same way, when company want to analyze their business data, their option is not only Power BI. They have other softwares also. Let me list few softwares. Tableau, along with Power BI. One more leading software is Tableau. Then ClickView, then MicroStrategy. There are a lot of softwares, guys. MicroStrategy, BO, OBAEE, Cognos, and MSBI. Lot of softwares are there in the market which we can use to analyze the business data. Lot of these are from each company. BO is from SAP Corporation, OBAEE is from Oracle Corporation, Cognos is from IBM, and MicroStrategy is from MicroStrategy Corporation. ClickView is from Click Company. So now Tableau, previously Tableau is from Tableau Corporation. Now Salesforce got acquired Tableau, and Power BI is from Microsoft. So each company have their own softwares to analyze the business data. So, but the most widely used software for analyzing the business data these days is Power BI, guys. Believe me, lot of clients, lot of market share is acquired by Power BI. I'm not blindly telling it. As I'm teaching, I'm not telling it. Let me show you. There is a Gartner who will give the rankings to the BA tools. There is a company called Gartner who will give the rankings to the BA tools. So this is the rankings which they provide on 2020. Every year they'll provide the rankings. So when you see here, the first rank leader in this BA area. So this ranking is for business intelligence tools. So the first place, who is there in the first place is Microsoft Power BI. So there is no software which is near to this software. And the next leader is Tableau, then ClickView. Then you have all other softwares. All these softwares we used for analyzing the business data only. Whatever you are seeing in this list. So you are seeing only few. There are a lot more again in the market. Lot more again. Fine, guys. So Power BI is the leader in this business intelligence area, guys, or data analysis area. Fine. All these softwares, whatever I listed here, they categorized into traditional softwares and self-service softwares. All the above softwares, we categorized them into traditional softwares and self-serviced softwares. All the above softwares, whatever you have here, we categorized into traditional softwares and self-service softwares. Few softwares will comes under traditional softwares. Few softwares will comes under self-service softwares. I'll talk about them. So Power BI comes under where means Power BI purely comes under self-service software. Okay. So what is self-service? What is traditional? I'll talk about it. So just give me 1 hour of time. I'll clearly explain what you can do with Power BI. You'll get the complete picture. So just concentrate for 1 hour of time. Fine. Again, all the above softwares we categorized into on-premise softwares and cloud-based softwares. On-premise softwares and cloud-based softwares. All the above softwares, again, they categorize them into what? Few softwares will comes under on-premise softwares. Here, few softwares will comes under cloud-based softwares. If you ask me, Power BI comes under where? Power BI comes under cloud-based. It's a cloud-based software. And I'll talk about the difference also. So when you ask me the complete definition of Power BI, I can write like this. Power BI is a self-serviced, cloud-based reporting software or data visualization software or data analytics software or business intelligence software. This is the definition of Power BI I can give. So Power BI is a self-serviced, cloud-based reporting software. Some people will stop till here. Some people will give the definition like this. Power BI is a self-serviced, cloud-based data visualization software. Yes, those people are also correct. Power BI is a self-serviced, cloud-based data analytics software. Yes, correct. Power BI is a self-serviced, cloud-based business intelligence software. Yes, the six what I written here, starting from self-serviced, cloud-based, reporting, data visualization, data analytics, business intelligence, I call it as characteristics of Power BI. Characteristics of Power BI. I'll talk about each characteristic. I'll give the I given the definition. Let me start with, so why I am calling the Power BI software as a self-service software? What is the reason? So first I'll start with self-serviced. So I'll talk bits and pieces. When you come at the end of the demo, you'll get the complete architecture of Power BI. So these bits and pieces will help us to understand the complete architecture of Power BI. Let me start with what is self-serviced. So why we are calling the Power BI software as a self-service software? So the definition for self-serviced is, in any software, if you are able to complete your work, able to complete your work with drag and drop, comma, point and click. In any software, if you are able to complete your work with the drag and drop, point and click, we call that software as self-service software. So without writing the code, with the drag and drop and point and click, when you are able to do the work, that softwares we call it as self-service softwares. We said that all these softwares are used for doing the data analysis, to analyze the data. All these softwares are used for what purpose, guys? To analyze the business data. For analyzing the business data without writing any code, here I said that, so to analyze the business data here in these softwares without writing the code, with the drag and drop, with the point and click, if you can complete the work, we call that softwares as self-service softwares. If you see here, Power BI, Tableau and ClickView, ClickSense or ClickView. So these softwares with the drag and drop, point and click, you can complete the majority of work. So that is the reason this software comes under self-service software. In Power BI, I joined as a Power BI developer for ABC company. ABC company is storing the data in SQL Server. That data I need to analyze with Power BI. To analyze the data which is there in the SQL Server, you don't want to write any code. You can complete with just drag and drop, point and click. Let me show you here. So this is my Power BI software. I'm opening the Power BI software and I'll go and connect to SQL Server and I'll analyze the data in Power BI without writing a single line of code. With the drag and drop, point and click, I can complete my work. Let's see. I opened the Power BI software and I have an option called Get Data. I want to bring the data from SQL Server to Power BI. I want to bring the data. So click on Get Data. So you want to choose the source. Into Power BI, you can bring the data from almost any kind of data source. Look at this, hundreds of data sources you can bring the data. Hundreds of data sources lets your client store the data in any place. They are storing on Oracle, no problem. They're storing in SQL Server. You can bring it, analyze it like this. Teradata, SAP HANA, or any database. Let them store we can bring the data, we can analyze the data. This time, I want to bring the data from SQL Server, point SQL Server and click on SQL Server and just click on connect. So it will open a window where it will ask server name and database name. When you join in the companies, clients will provide that server names and database names. Let me provide the server names and database names. I have the server name here. From this server, I need to bring the data. Let me open it. And here it is telling clearly database name is optional. So one SQL Server software will contains multiple databases in it. When you press OK, it will show list of databases in it. You want to go and expand any database, you can see the database objects in it, views, tables. So I have a lot of tables here. I can bring these tables data into Power BI. I can analyze the data. So like this, I can go to any data source. I can select few tables which I need to analyze the data. So so which database you want to bring the tables, expand the database and select the tables which you want to analyze. I want to analyze the data which is there in the product database. There is one database with the name product database. There is customer data table, product data table and sales data table. I want to analyze the data which is there in these three tables. So I selected the three tables. I can click on load. When I click on load, the three tables will load into my Power BI. Let me do that. Click on load. So when I click on load, the three tables are coming from SQL Server software to a Power BI software. Why you are bringing to Power BI? I want to perform some analysis. I want to create some reports. What client is asking? My client is asking to show what is the total sales amount we received. I want to go and create the visuals now. Now I'm in Power BI. I have the tables here. I have the data. There is a sales table. In the sales table, there is a column called sales amount column. I want to show what is the total sales amount I received. You want to go and take one visual, keep it somewhere here, go to the sales data table, drag the sales amount column, and you can show what is the total sales we are getting. Now the total sales I'm getting is 3.11 million sales. And when you show 3.11 million is the total sales, my client is asking this time, so can you show me male gender? There is a customer table. In the customer table, I have a gender column here. So male gender and female gender. Male gender, how much sales I am getting? Female gender, how much sales I am getting? So total is 3.11 million. Again, you don't want to write any code. Choose one visualization here. Go to the customer data table. Go to the customer data table. Drag the gender column and go to the sales data table. Drag the sales amount column. So you can see, let me format a basic formatting here. So each gender, how much sales it is getting, you can see. When total sales is 3.11 million, male gender is giving 1.49 million, female gender is giving 1.62 million. I'm able to show. This time my client is asking, can you show me each product wise how much sales amount we are getting? There is a product table here. In the product data table, there is a column called product name column. Each product name wise I want to show the sales. You can take another visual here and you can show each product wise how much sales you are getting. Let me take a bar chart. Let me keep it somewhere here. And in this bar chart, I want to show each product how much sales amount we are getting. For that, I can go to the product table. I can drag the product name column and I'll go to the sales table. I'll drag the sales amount column. So let's do some formatting. And like this, when you want to create any visuals, you don't want to write single line of code. So all this can be done with just drag and drop, point and click. I want to show year wise sales. You can show it. Any analysis what you need to perform, majority of the analysis we can perform with just drag and drop, point and click. So as you are able to complete, so now if you see here, connecting to SQL Server, bringing the data into Power BI and creating the visuals analysis. Have I written any code here? No, with just drag and drop, point and click, I completed my work. So as you are able to do your work with just drag and drop, point and click, that is the reason I am calling the software as a self-service software. In the older days, So when the client is provided some data sources, so in the older days when client provided some data sources or OLTP systems, and when we want to analyze the data, in the older days, which is there in this data sources, we use traditional softwares in the older days. All the 10 years back, whatever the softwares that was released into the market, we call it as traditional softwares. To analyze the data with traditional softwares, we need to write minimal lines of code. You need to write some coding. Unless you write some code, you don't get the output. Learning the traditional softwares is not that easy. Working with the traditional softwares is not that easy. So if you want to learn the traditional softwares, you already need to have a prior computer knowledge. At least you need to have the basic programming knowledge. At least you need to have the basic SQL knowledge to learn the traditional software. So otherwise, all these softwares are traditional softwares. If you want to learn any one of this software, the person prior, he need to have some computers knowledge. Otherwise, not that easy to learn these softwares. At the same time, you want to write some lines of code to perform the analysis. At the same time, it will take a lot of time to perform the analysis. So with traditional softwares, it will take more time to perform the analysis. Let's take an example. 12 months it is taking to complete a project. In the older days, when you want to implement a BA project, it might even take 12 months of time. So why? Because we need to write the code, we need to build a lot of things in the traditional softwares. But the story changes now. So now when the client is having some business data here, when you want to analyze the business data these days, we are not using traditional softwares to do that. We are using self-service softwares to do that. To learn the self-service softwares, it is very simple. Even though you don't have any prior IT knowledge, you can learn them. And working with the self-service softwares is easy. And you can even complete with the work with drag and drop, point and click. And you can even complete your work with less time. When it is taking 12 months of time here, you can complete the same work within 2 to 3 months of time. 2 to 3 months of time. It will not even take that much time. So why? Because we don't want to write anything. So if you see, in the older days, to load the tables like this, to build a model, it takes weeks of time, guys. It takes weeks of time. So now I loaded the tables, automatically the model is building by Power BI itself. Lot of work will be done by the tools itself in self-service softwares. So that is the reason the data analysis work can be complete within very less time. Why people are adopting this Power BI is, in Power BI you can perform the data analysis. Any BA project you can execute with super speed, guys. So, and you don't want to even write much code. Even the person doesn't have much IT skills, he can learn the software, he can work on the software. Everything you need to learn is what are the different options we have, how to utilize those options, So Power BI advanced version of traditional softwares, we call it as self-service softwares. So advanced version of these are old softwares, and these three are new softwares, self-service softwares. Fine, guys. So the next one is cloud-based. So we understand why we are calling the Power BI software as a self-service software, cloud-based software. And the next one is about cloud-based. I'll discuss at the end of the demo. What is cloud-based? I'll discuss at the end of the demo. Let me go with reporting. The next characteristic, reporting. Why we are calling the Power BI software as a reporting software, and what is reporting? Let's understand. Let's do that. Reporting is nothing but presenting the data in the structured format. Presenting the data in a structured format. We call it as reporting. The definition for the reporting is presenting the data in the structured format. We call it as reporting. Parallelly, let me explain data visualization also. Both are related with each other. Data visualization also. So what is the definition for data visualization? Is presenting the data in the graphical format. Presenting the data in a graphical format. We call it as data visualization. What is the definition for reporting? Presenting the data in the structured format, we call it as reporting. What is data visualization? Definition: presenting the data in the graphical format, we call it as data visualization. I'll explain what is the difference, guys. What is the difference here? I'll talk about it. So in the older days, when client provided some business data, when they're asking to analyze the business data, in the older days, we used to present the data in the structured format. So we used to create the reports. So we used to present the data in the structured format. We call it as reports. When you present the data in the structured format, we call it as reports. We used to share with the clients. That we used to share with clients. But these days, when client is providing some business data, when they're asking to analyze the business data, we're not going to present in structured format like this. We're going to present in graphical format. You'll understand. So we call it as a visual. When you present the data in the graphical format, we call it as a visual, and that visuals I'll share with the clients. Fine, let me show practically what I'm talking about here. So I want to bring one more table here. I joined as a Power BI developer for Amazon. Amazon is storing all their orders related data in an Excel file, and in that they have all the orders related information. So let me select orders table, click on load. So let's see what data we have in the orders table. I have an orders table here, and in the orders table, if you go and see here, there are a lot of columns. There is one column called sales column. I want to show what is the total sales amount we are getting. So I want to sum all the sales. I want to show what is the total sales I'm getting. So to show that, here you don't want to write any code, take one visual and go and drag the sales column. I want to go to the orders table this time, and I want to bring the sales column. Expand the orders table, select the sales column, drag it here. So I have a total sales of 2.3 million. So I'm getting a total sales of 2.3 million. Now what I need is, fine, you are showing total sales of 2.3 million. Client is asking this time. So when you're doing a total sales of 2.3 million, in our company, we are selling multiple subcategories. There is a column called subcategory. In our company, we are selling phones, we are selling tables, we are selling chairs. Like this, we are selling multiple subcategories. You are telling total is 2.3 million sales. Can you show me each subcategory how much sales we are getting? Total is 17 subcategories we have. I want to see the contribution of each subcategory and their sales. When you want to do that, what I need to do is, I want to go and create some visual or report. I said that in the older days, we used to present the data in the structured format. Let's talk about older days. When client is asking to analyze the business data, we used to present in the structured format. Let me present the data in the structured format now. I'm taking a table visual here. I'll go and present the data in the structured format. I want to show subcategory wise sales here. To show subcategory wise sales here, how to show? Let me go and drag the subcategory column and go and drag the sales column. So you are showing subcategory wise sales. So I'm presenting here the data in a structured format. So when you present the data in the structured format, we call it as a report. And I'll share this with my client. But these days, when I want to show the same data, I don't want to show other data, I want to show same data. I'll go and present in the graphical format. Let me take a column chart and let me present the same subcategory wise sales here. So I want to show same subcategory wise sales. Let me create the visual. I'll do some formatting, sort by subcategory in ascending order, and show the sales values. And if you see, both the places I'm showing pin to pin same data. There is no different data I'm showing here. So each subcategory, how much sales you are getting. Start accessories, how much sales. Appliances, how much sales. Art, how much sales. And towards tables, how much sales. Same data I'm showing here also. Subcategory and sales. Accessories, how much sales. Appliances, how much sales. Art and towards tables, how much sales. Both the places I'm presenting the same data. In one place, I presented the data in the structured format like this. In another place, I presented the data in the graphical format like this. So I said that in the older days, we'll do like this, and we will share them with the clients. So there are some clients who want to understand the business, and now we'll create the visuals. We will even share the visuals with the clients. Fine, guys. So in the why now you are presenting the data in the graphical format? Why not in the structured format? What is the problem you have when you present the data in the structured format? Now let's talk about it. So look at this report and tell me which subcategory is doing more sales. Here I want to understand which subcategory is doing more sales. Tell me, guys. You want to compare all the sales values and you want to tell which subcategory is doing more sales here. It takes time to understand, to compare all these values, to understand which one is doing more sales. Obviously, it will take time. And look at the visual now and tell me which subcategory is doing more sales. Within fraction of seconds, you can tell that this chairs is doing more sales and this phones is doing more sales within fraction of seconds. When you present the data in the graphical format, end user can understand the data with less time. That is the reason these days when the client is giving some data, when they're asking to analyze the business data, we used to present in the graphical format and we used to share with the clients. There are a lot of data visualization tools in the market, but there is no competitor for Power BI. Believe me, guys, there are a lot of data visualization tools in the market. Other data visualization tools hardly will have 40 visuals in it, so 40 to 50. So take 50 visuals also. Other data visual tools will have 50 visuals, but when it comes to Power BI, in Power BI you have 200 visuals, guys. In Power BI data visualization tool, you can present the data in 250 visuals. There is no BA tool in the market, data visualization tool in the market, where we can present 250 visuals. If you see here, you might ask me where you have 250 visuals. What are the visuals which we mostly used? You can find it here, around 40 visuals here. Remaining visuals, you can go here. There is an option called Get More Visuals. Microsoft is maintaining a web page. In the web page, you can find hundreds of visuals. Look at this. When you scroll down, you can see hundreds of visuals here. You can bring all the visuals which you are seeing here and you can use them. So any visual you can use it. I want to use a stacked bar chart. Click on add. When you click on add, that visual will come here and you can start using this visual. Almost in Power BI, we can present the data in 250 visuals. There is no data visualization tool in the market have this many visuals. That is the reason I'm telling that there is no competitor for Power BI in this data visualization area. Fine, guys. So in Power BI, I can present the data in the structured format. That is the reason I am calling Power BI software as a reporting software. Any software, if you are able to present the data in the structured format, you can call that software as reporting software. Any software, if you are able to present the data in the graphical format, we call it as data visualization software. In Power BI, I can present the data in the graphical format. So I can present the data in the pie chart, bar chart, column chart. I can even present the data in the map visualization. So almost you can present the data in Power BI all possible ways, all the possible ways. I'm showing the visual data in a map visual. Like this, lot of visuals are there, around 250 visuals are there. I can present the data in the graphical format in Power BI. That is the reason I'm calling it as a data visualization software. In any software, if you're able to present the data in the graphical format, we call it as data visualization software. And the last one we have is data analytics software. Why we are calling the Power BI software as a data analytics software? Data analytics software. When you can call one software as a data analytics software is when you are able to analyze huge volumes of data with some software, when you are able to analyze huge volumes of data with a software, we call those softwares as, we call them as data analytics software. We call them as data analytics software. So Power BI, what you can do, you can load millions of records of data into Power BI. So huge volumes of data. When your client is storing 100 million records in a table, you can load millions of records of data into Power BI. On millions of records of data, I can create the analysis. When I am able to analyze the millions of records of data with a software, you can call that software as a data analytics software. Power BI is a data analytics software. Okay, fine guys. All these are basics, very basics. Whatever I'm going to discuss now. So business intelligence, this is very important one. If you want to understand the Power BI architecture thoroughly, if you want to understand the Power BI software, if you want to be comfortable while working with Power BI software, whatever I'm going to discuss for coming half an hour of time is very important, guys. Or 20 to 25 minutes of time from now, whatever I'm going to discuss is very important. Please concentrate. So first, what is business intelligence? First, let me give the definition. So this BA is nothing but business intelligence. In the product name itself, you have this BA. Power BI, the software name is Power BI. The BA in this Power BI is nothing but business intelligence. So what is the definition is? Business intelligence, it's a process. It's a process which converts business data into actionable information. So in the software field, we'll implement one process. So I'll show you what is the process. Let me give the definition first. So business intelligence. So when you see here, this is the business intelligence process. In the software field, I said that everything will have a name. We'll implement one process in the software field. For that process, software people given a name called business intelligence. So business intelligence is one process. This complete process, we call it as BA process. So BA is a process. It's a process. Or else business intelligence is a process. You can write that business intelligence is a process which converts business data into actionable information. Business data into actionable information. So this is the definition for BA. A simple definition for business intelligence is one process which converts companies' business data into actionable information. So now question is, so who want to implement business intelligence process? What is business intelligence process? So what is the link with Power BI with this business intelligence process? So who want to implement the BA processes? Same people, guys. When there is any company, when they're doing any business, when they're getting the business data, when they want to analyze the business data, they want to implement a BA process. So I'll copy all this. I'll explain one more time. What is this business intelligence process? Which companies want to implement this business intelligence process? So I'm telling here, business intelligence process, it is one process, this process. Which companies want to implement this process? I'm telling here, when there is any company who are doing the business, who is getting some business data, and when they're planning to analyze their business data, they want to implement the BA process. The companies who want to analyze the business data, who want to analyze business data, they want to implement the BA process, guys. They want to implement BA process, business intelligence process. Okay, so we clearly know that which companies will implement this BA process. Now let's understand, to implement this BA process, they need a BA developer. So they can use Power BI software to implement this BA process. They can even use other BA software to implement the BA process. Understand, guys? They can use Power BI software to implement the BA process, Power BI software to implement the BA process, or they might use other BA software also, or they might use other BA softwares also, other BA softwares. We have from SAP, we have BA softwares. From IBM, we have BA softwares. From Oracle Corporation, we have BA softwares. They might go and use other BA. There is a company, they have some business data. They want to implement a BA process. Okay, so they not only have a Power BI as their option, they have other BA tools also in the soft market. They might use it, but I'm telling these days most of the companies, they're using Power BI softwares to implement the BA process. Fine. So to implement the BA process with Power BI, they need a Power BI developer. So to implement the BA process, to implement the BA process with Power BI, they need a Power BI developer. They need a Power BI developer. So Power BI developer is the one who knows how to use Power BI software and who knows how to implement the BA process with Power BI software. How to implement the BA process with Power BI software. Fine, guys. So whenever there is a company, when they have some business data, what they'll do, they want to implement a BA process. This process is also, we call it as BA process. And to implement this process, they need a Power BI developer. So to implement any BA process here, this is a BA process. Any company who has some business data, they mandatorily need to implement a BA process when they want to analyze the data. To implement this BA process, they need a BA developer, either a Power BI developer or some other BA developer. Let's first understand what a BA process will contains. Let's first understand what a BA process will contains. Let me explain. So first, in any BA process, when you join as a Power BI developer or any BA developer, when you join in the company as a Power BI developer or any BA developer or BA developer, so what they'll give is, so what is the work of the BA developer, So the BA developer want to analyze the data which is there in the OLTP systems. When the company, I joined for ABC company is storing their business data in the OLTP systems. So I want to analyze the data which is there in this OLTP systems. That is the work of BA developer. So first thing, what they'll provide for a BA developer is, they'll provide the OLTP systems. We know sometimes they'll provide one OLTP system. Sometimes they will even provide multiple OLTP systems for a BA developer. So that is the place where they will store the business data. And what a BA developer want to do is, a Power BI developer or BA developer, what he want to do is, he want to analyze the data which is there in the source systems. Analyzing the business data means he want to create some reports. He want to create some visuals on top of this data. So when you join as a Power BI developer or other BA developer, what company will do, first 1 week of time, you are not going to develop anything. So for ABC company, I join as a Power BI developer. When I join as a Power BI developer for ABC company, 1 week, they will explain their business to me. First, they will explain about their company. They'll explain about their business. And they'll explain about from that business, what business data they're getting, they'll explain. And from that business data, how they're storing here, what kind of tables are there here. In tables, how they are storing the data, they'll explain. And once after explaining about all this business data, they'll explain about what reports you want to create and what visuals you want to create on top of that business data. End of the day, Power BI developer work is, you need to perform some analysis on top of the business data. So you need to be very clear about your client business data, how they are storing the data, and what analysis you need to perform to your client. You need to be very clear. Then you need to start your work as a Power BI developer or a BA developer. Let's explain. First, Power BI developer or any BA developer, first what he need to do is understand the client business. For which company you join, understand their business first and understand their business data and understand how they are storing the business data. Understand. So once after understanding the business and business data, understand the data, how they are storing in OLTP systems, how they are storing in OLTP systems are data sources. So when client is getting some business data, they'll store that business data in the OLTP systems, right? What kind of tables they created, how they stored the data, you need to understand. Once you understand this, then what you need to do is you need to ask your client what reports I want to create, what visualizations I want to create, what analysis I need to perform on top of this business data. So understand what analysis you need to perform. Perform on OLTP systems or data sources. Once you are clear with these 4 points or 3 points, you want to start your work as a Power BI developer or BA developer. Let's see what we want to do. So I understand my client business and I understand what business data they'll get from that. I understand how they are storing in the source systems. I understand what reports I want to create for my client. I need to start creating the reports now. The Power BI developer or BA developer work is you want to start creating the reports. So make a note now. So it is never recommended to create the reports directly on top of OLTP systems. When you have the OLTP systems here, you are not recommended to create the reports directly on top of OLTP systems. When you try to create the reports directly on top of OLTP systems, you'll have a lot of drawbacks. So one drawback you will have is performance issues. The main drawback when you try to create the reports on OLTP systems, the performance issues and data inconsistency issues. So the OLTP databases they designed for capturing the day-to-day transactions of the business, not for the reporting purpose. Not for the reporting purpose. Let me write here, guys. I'm telling that, make a note, it is never recommended to perform, it is never recommended to perform analysis on OLTP systems. So that means you are not supposed to create the reports and visuals on OLTP systems. So 45 minutes of time in the coming classes, I'll discuss why the systems are not recommended for reporting. Then when it is not recommended for reporting, what I need to do is I need to create a separate system called OLAP system. Using the OLT BA developer, what he need to do is when client is providing the OLTP systems where they store the business data, so when the client is asking to create reports and visuals, don't create them directly on top of OLTP systems. They are not suitable. What you need to do is you want to create a separate system called OLAP system. And into the OLAP system, you need to move the data that is required for analysis purpose. Your OLTP systems will contain complete business data. It might contain complete customer data. It might contain complete employee data. It might contain complete financial related information. So OLTP systems will contain complete business data. But when you try to move the data from OLTP systems to the OLAP, you need to move only the data that is required for analysis. Take an example. My client is asking to create reports and visuals on only financial related data. When client is asking to create the reports and visuals on only financial related data, now from the OLTP systems, which data you need to move is only financial related data. You need to move from OLTP systems to OLAP. You are not recommended to move customer related information, employee related information. Why? Because they are not asking to show that in the reports or visual. The OLAP system always need to have the data, what you need to show in the reports and what you need to show in the visuals. So that we call it as data that is required for analysis purpose. Fine, guys. So what we need to do is a BA developer, as OLTP systems are not recommended, you need to create a separate system called OLAP system. Into the OLAP, you need to move the data that is required for analysis purpose. Only analysis purpose data he need to move. What data I want to show in the reports and visuals, only that data I want to move to the OLAP. To move the data from OLTP to OLAP, what is the full form for OLAP? OLAP full form is online analytical processing. It is just a name again. OLAP full form is online analytical processing. So to move the data from OLTP systems to OLAP, My OLTP systems contains complete business data. To the OLAP, I need to move the data that is required for analysis. To move the data from one place to another place in the software field, we need ETL softwares. We need what softwares, guys? ETL softwares. Let me write this point. To move the data from OLTP systems to OLAP, we need ETL softwares. ETL softwares. So ETL stands for extract, transform, load. So extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, and load. I said that I started my career as Informatica developer, right? Informatica is a ETL software. ETL is one of the part in the BA, in the business intelligence process. ETL is one of the part, right? Fine, guys. So using the ETL software, I need to go to the source systems and I need to extract the data, financial related data from multiple source system. So take an example. I joined as a Power BI developer for Amazon. Amazon is storing the data. UK data they are storing in Excel. India data they are storing in SQL Server, and US data they are storing in Oracle database. Client is asking to create a report here. Show me what is the total profits we received. Profits we received in dollars. So report, they want a report to Amazon CEO want to see what is the total profits they received in all the 3 countries. So I want to go to each data. I want to bring on the financial related data what I want to show in the report. So I want to extract it. Extracting the data means collecting the data from multiple OLTP systems. And then you want to transform the data. The main part in any ETL tool is transforming the data. And you need to load the data to the OLAP. Let me talk what is this transformation. So the definition for transformation is converting the data from one format to another format. We call it as transformation. In any ETL tool, extracting the data will take 10 minutes hardly. Loading the data will take very less time. So transforming the data is the major part. Let's talk about transforming the data. Transform is nothing but converting the data from one format to another format. So converting the data from one format to another format, we call it as transforming the data. Why we need to convert? Let me explain. In a simple words, let me explain why we need to transform the data. So why we need to transform the data is sometimes the data in the OLTP systems will be in one format and client will be expecting to see the data in the reports some other format. Let me give a small example. I joined as a Amazon, a Power BI developer. Amazon is storing India data in SQL Server. Amazon is storing the US data in Oracle database. Amazon CEO is asking to create a report to show the total profits they received in dollars. So I want to create a report where I want to show how much profits we received in dollars. When Amazon is doing the business in India, in which currency they will get the information? In Indian rupees. And Amazon is when doing business in US, in which currency will get the data here? Here in dollars. Now, so they are asking to show what is the total profits they received in both the 2 countries, India and US together. What is the total profits they received? I want to go here, I want to bring the data, extract the data. I want to go here, I want to extract the data. Now what I need to do is I want to transform this data. Why? Because I don't want to show the data in the reports using Indian rupees. I want to show it in dollars. So now I want to go and transform the data. To transform the data here, so transforming the data is nothing but converting the data from one format to another format. I want to convert the data from Indian rupees to dollars. Why? Because the data in my source system, OLTP system, is in one format and client is expecting to see the data in some other format. So where you need to transform is before you load the data to the OLAP, you need to transform, guys. Keep in mind where we need to transform the data is, so in the OLAP always you need to have the data that is required for analysis purpose, the two in the transformed format. How you want to show in the reports, in that format you need to have the data. So if there is any different format here, try to transform in between here and try to load the data, right? So in any BI software, BI project, ETL tool will play a major role. It will go and get the data from different data sources. It will transform the data and it will load the data into the OLAP model. Once after loading the data into the OLAP model, now all the data that is required for analysis is there in the OLAP model, that too in the format how I want to show in the reports. Right? In this small example, converting the data from one format to another format. So here what I'm converting, Indian rupees to dollars. This is a small example. When you are working in any BA project, there are a lot of transformations required. We'll discuss them in the coming classes. Now, once your OLAP model is ready, so you need a ETL software to move the data here. So using the ETL software, when you move the data to the OLAP, now you need to start creating the reports and visuals here. So analysis means creating reports and visuals. We need to start creating reports and visuals. I need to start creating the reports and visuals. Once you create the reports and visuals, so last step is, so now once the data is there in the OLAP, we'll present the data either in the structured format or graphical format. Once you create them, why we created that reports and visuals is to share with the clients. The last step in any BA project is sharing the reports with the clients. So the last step, once after creating the reports and visuals, is sharing with the clients. Sharing reports and visuals with clients. Understand, guys? So whatever the data I'm showing in the reports and visuals, I call it as actionable information, guys. So here, whatever the reports and visuals I'm using, I'm creating the visuals. That visuals will contain actionable information. Why? Because so you are showing here what is the, so let me create few visuals here. What is the total profits we received? I'll show here. To show total profits, just go and drag the profit column. You'll see what is the total profits we received. Just give me 1 second. I want to go and drag the profit column. I want to show what is the total profits we received. I'm showing it. I want to show each region how much profits I received. To show each region how much profits we received, I'm taking another visual here. I'll drag the region column. I'll drag the profit column. I'll format the painter. I'll do some formatting here. Copy the format painter, paste it here. I'm able to show each region wise what is the profit. So let me drag the profit here. So now whatever the data I was showing in the reports and visuals, I call it as actionable information, guys. Why I'm calling this information as actionable information is, you created one visual where you are showing how much profits you received. You share with your clients. You share this visual with what? Your clients. So your clients will see the data. Amazon CEO will see the data. And when he think that he have a lot of money in his hand, so he will go and invest the money in some other business. By looking at the data here, Amazon CEO will came to know that whether he have more money in his hand, or whether he have less money with his hand. So based on that, he will take one action. If he have more money, he'll go and invest that money in some other business. If he have less money, he will not invest it. So by looking at the data here, he's going to take some business decision. He's going to take some actions. Same way, I'm showing region-wise profits. I'm getting most of the profits from West region. When I'm getting more profits from West region, I'll go and expand the business in the West region. So I'm taking one decision called expanding the business in the West region. How you are taking it? By looking at the data and the visual, I'm taking it. Central region is giving very least profits. I'll go and investigate what might be the problem. So I'm planning to investigate in central region what is wrong. So, and I want to take one decision there. So by looking at the data and the visuals, we'll take some business decisions. So this is the complete BA process, guys. In software field, we'll implement one BA process. It contains this many steps. OLTP systems will be there, where they'll store the business data. Then ETL process will be there. It will move the data from OLTP to OLAP. And on OLAP, we'll create the reports and visuals. And that reports and visuals you'll share with the clients. So this is a BA process. What we are going to do in that BA process is, We are going to convert the company's business data into actionable information. I clearly mentioned the definition of BA. So where do you have actionable information? Here, reports and visuals. BA is one process. This complete process, we call it as BA process, where I will convert company's business data into an actionable information, right? Simple. To implement the same BA process, Microsoft released a software called Power BI. So now we understand the BA process, what it contains, what we will do in BA process, we understand. Now we want to see how we can implement the same BA process with Power BI. Let me explain now. So now let's talk about Power BI. So whose product is Power BI? Microsoft product. Just give me 1 second. Power BI is a Microsoft product. Microsoft Power BI. And what we'll do with Power BI? There is no doubt with Power BI, we will implement BA process. Implement BA process. If you look at here, this is the BA process. Whenever a company has some business data, to convert the business data into actionable information, they want to implement this BA process. So with Power BI, we will implement this BA process. Fine. So Power BI is not the name of a single software. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Let me write here. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Collection of softwares. If you see, we have MS Office. MS Office software is not the name for single software. In MS Office, you have collection of softwares. MS Office, what are the softwares you will have? Word, PowerPoint, Access, Excel, lot of softwares are there in MS Office. Same way, Power BI is also not the name of single software. It is the name for collection of softwares. What are the different softwares you have in Power BI is, let me write. First one is Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop. A major software in Power BI. Power BI Desktop is a development software. So there are a lot of softwares in Power BI, but the major software in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. Let me write it. Power BI Desktop. It's a development software. Development software. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, lot of time I'll work in Power BI Desktop only. In Power BI Desktop, we will work for 80 to 90% of time. 90% of when I join as a Power BI developer, so there might be a lot of softwares in Power BI, but the major software is Power BI Desktop, where I will do development work, where I will work 80 to 90% of time. I'll talk about this. The second software we have is Power BI Service. The third software we have is Power BI Report Server. Let me write all the softwares. Report Server. And the fourth software we have is Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile. These are the four different softwares we have in the Power BI suite. And these four softwares I will use for implementing the BA process. I'll talk about each software now. So we know that BA process will contains multiple steps. What are the multiple steps a BA process will contains is OLTPs, ETL, OLAP, creating reports and visuals, sharing them with the clients. These are the multiple steps involved in any BA process. You want to perform all these multiple steps with Power BI softwares, with all these softwares. And I'm telling that again, Power BI desktop software is this is the main software. And again, it contains three more internal softwares. In Power BI Desktop, you have three more internal softwares called Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. There are three more internal softwares in Power BI Desktop. Fine, let me write the three more softwares. The three more internal softwares I have is Power Query, and the next software I have is Power Pivot, And the third software we have there is Power View. Power BI Desktop, internally it contains 3 more softwares. These are the 3 more softwares that are available in Power BI, guys. Very good. Fine. So let's talk about it. Fine. So these are the different softwares we have. First work of any BA project is, in any BA project, when you join as a Power BI developer or any BA developer, clients will provide the OLTP systems. They'll explain about the OLTP systems. They'll ask you to create the reports and visuals. We clearly know that we never create the reports and visuals directly on top of OLTP systems. First thing in any BA project is we want to create a OLAP system. In Power BI also, first we want to create a OLAP system, OLAP model. Where we will do that is in Power Pivot. So let me talk about Power Pivot software first. Power Pivot is a in-memory database. In-memory database where I'll create the OLAP model, where we will create a OLAP model. Simple, guys. Power Pivot is one database. So where we can create the OLAP model, you'll understand more about it. Fine. So once you create the OLAP model, you want to move the data from OLTP to OLAP. To move the data, we need ETL software. So Power Query is the ETL software in Power BI. In Power BI, which will do the ETL work? Power Query. Power Query is the ETL software. Look at this. So when you join as a Power BI developer, clients will provide the OLTP systems to you, where they are storing the business data. And you want to bring the data. Power Query is a ETL software. So you want to create a OLAP model. I'm telling that I'll create a OLAP model in Power Pivot. And I want to move the data from OLTP systems to OLAP. You need ETL software. The ETL software here is Power Query. Power Query will go to source systems. It can extract the data. It can transform the data in the Power Query. It can load the data into the Power Pivot. In Power Pivot, we'll create a OLAP model. Once your OLAP is ready, you want to create the reports and visuals. The reports and visuals will be created in another software called Power View. So where we will create the reports and visuals, guys? Creating the reports and visuals. Creating the reports and visuals can be done in Power View software. Understand here. Understand. ETL can be done in Power Query. OLAP model can be created in Power Pivot. Creating reports and visuals can be done in Power View. These are the development activities in any BA project. This is the admin activity. The last pending activity you have is sharing reports and visuals with the clients. That is an admin related activity. Power BI service. Power BI service is used for sharing the reports and visuals with the client. This is an admin activity, guys. These are the development activities. This is an admin activity. So we not only use Power BI service, the Power BI report server also will do the same work. I'll explain, guys. So once you are done with developing the reports and visuals, I want to share that reports and visuals with my clients. End of the day, my clients want to see the data. I want to share them with my clients. So Power BI Desktop doesn't have the capability to share them with the clients directly. It doesn't have that capability. It have only development capabilities. So if you want to share that work with the clients, first, either you want to use Power BI Service software or Power BI Report Server software. Microsoft provided two softwares for you to share the reports with clients. One thing, so no company will use both of them. 98% of companies, they're using Power BI Service for sharing the reports with the clients. I'll talk about the difference. 2% of companies, they will use Power BI Report Server for sharing the reports with the client. Understand one more time. So as Power BI Desktop doesn't have admin capabilities, you want to do the development work, and the developed work, you want to publish it to Power BI Service, or you want to publish it to Power BI Report Server, and you want to share them with the clients. And from here, you want to share them with the clients. So when you share them, clients can see that information and they can understand. So you might get a question now. To do ETL work, we have only one software called Power Query. To create OLAP model, we have only one software called Power Pivot. To create reports and visuals, we have only one software called Power View. But to share the reports and visuals, why we have two softwares, Power BI Service, Power BI Report Server? They are redundant, right? Duplicate, right? What? So let me explain here. One is a Azure cloud-based server. Power BI Service is a Azure cloud-based server which is used for sharing the reports and visuals with the client. So another one is a Power BI report server is an on-premise server which is used for sharing the reports and visuals with the client. I already said 98% of clients, they're using Power BI service, a cloud-based server for sharing the reports with the client. Only very few clients, 2% of the clients, they're using on-premise server for sharing the reports with the client. So Microsoft provided two approaches. You will understand what is the difference. What is the difference between cloud-based server? What is the difference between on-premise server? We'll discuss. So once you are done with development, you publish work to Power BI service and share with clients, or publish your work with report server or share with clients. So anyone is fine. Okay. Once you share them with the clients, so where people are checking so I shared a mail with you. Where you people are checking the mail when I share it? When I share a mail with you, you are checking the mail in the mobile phones, right? You want to transfer the money to your friend. How you are transferring the money? You will install a mobile app in your mobile. You are transferring the money. These days, lot of work we are doing in the mobile phones itself. The same way, whatever the reports and visuals I shared with the client, they can see them in the mobile phones itself. They don't want to open a laptop. They don't want to open a desktop to see the reports and visuals. Whatever the actionable information we created, whatever the actionable information we shared with the clients, they can see in the mobiles. The Power BI mobile, it's a mobile application. It's a mobile app. It's a mobile application which is used for we have mobile app for all the OS. I have mobile app for iOS. I have mobile app for Android. We have mobile app for Windows. So what phone your client is using? So if your client is using Android phone, he can use Android mobile app. So they can install the mobile app in their mobiles, and this mobile app is used for viewing reports and visuals in mobile phones. We are very clear. So Power BI mobile is a mobile application which is used for viewing the reports and visuals in the mobile phone. These are the different softwares you have in Power BI. Tell me guys, with these softwares, are we able to do this all the BA work? You can do pin to pin work. Clients will give this OLTP systems. To do ETL, I have Power Query. To create OLAP model, I have Power Pivot. To create reports and visuals, I have Power View. To share the reports and visuals, I have Power BI service and report server. To view them in mobile phones, I have Power BI mobile app. So end-to-end business intelligence work you can done in Power BI. That is the reason people will call Power BI software as a business intelligence software. In any software, if you are able to do this BA work, we call it as business intelligence software.